All right, so let me continue working on this problem. This one says that we're working on this, and 80% was the success. Okay, and then 20%, 0.20, was Q because Q is always 1 minus P. N is the number in the sample, or how many there are. And then we're going to have to find X for each of these problems. All right, we want fewer than 12. So X is going to be less than 12, which means we need 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay? And everything that's in between. All right, that's like a lot. Okay? It would be way easier if we did probability of 12, probability of 13, probability of 14, probability of 15, took that number and subtracted it, because the sum of all of these probabilities is going to be 1. So if I do the smaller one, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then subtract it from 1, I'll get this guy. All right, so let's do probability of 12. That means we did 12, it was right here. So that was 0.25. Right, then 13 will be 15, combination 13. 0.8 of 13, that's a 13. 0.2 of 2, because 15 minus 13 is 2. This guy is going to be 15 combination 14, 0.8, 14, 0.2, 1, because 15 minus 14 is 1. This one will be 15 combination 15, 0.8 of 15, 0.2 of 0. All right, so I'm going to type each of those in my calculator. All right, 15, 13.8, 13.12. Okay, I get 0.23. Hopefully you're doing this with me. That's the whole point of this. 14, 14, 1.14, 15. 0, I get 0.04. All right, so 0.25 plus 0.23 plus 0.14 plus 0.04. This is 0.66, right? So probability of 12 to 15 is 0.66. But what we need is anything less than 12. So we need all these other guys. So what we're going to do is 1 minus 0.66, and we get 0.34. And so it's the probability that fewer than 12 watch the show is 34%. Now let's do another one. This is at least 12 watch the show. So this would be probability of 12, probability of 13, probability of 14, probability of 15. All right, and that's just 4 of them, and we did that actually. You did it right. This is all of that. All right, and we got 0.66. So I'm just going to write that down. 0.66, which means 66%. At least 12 watch the show. So at least 66% is at least watch the show. Then P, 10 less than or equal to X, less than or equal to 12, means P of 10, P of 11, P of 12 is what that means. And so we've done P of 12. What was it? 25%. Right, and then P of 10 would be 15 combination 10, 0.8 of 10, 0.2 of, it was 15, so 5, 15 combination 11, 0.8, 11, 0.2, 4. All right, I'm going to type that in my calculator. 10, 5, I get 0.10 to 11, 4, I get 0.19, I rounded on that one. All right, and then let's add them. 0.10 plus 0.19 plus 0.25, and I get 0.54. So 54% of 10, 11, and 12 people watch. All right, so the formula is not hard to work with. It's just a little bit time consuming. So I want to show you about this table. So this is one of the documents you can download. I don't know, it's like 6 pages or something, but this was the first page. And so what we're going to do is you find N, okay, that's the first thing you do. Then you find your X, that's the second thing to do. And then your P, match it with the P. It's hard to tell, it's a 3. Still hard to tell, it's step 3. Okay, step 3. All right, so for example, if our N was 5 trials and we were looking at exactly 3, and you made 90% like of the shots, that would be your, making sure it lines up. That would be, so it would be 7.3%. All right, so let's do a problem that uses this chart. A survey found that, we did this one. Okay, so let's find what we're looking for. 10 people are selected at random. They want exactly 3. And so P is 1 out of 5. Oops. 5, which is 0.2. Okay, when I divide it out. So I'm going to go down to 10, go over 3, and then over 0.2. Wait, where are you? Well, okay, I didn't have the chart ready. All right, hang on, right here. All right, 10. I want, remember, 10, 3.20. Okay, 10 right here, 3, and then 0.20. So 0.201. It just happens that 0.20, like it correlated to something super close. It doesn't normally happen like that. So 0.210 is our answer. So just write that down. We're done. That's it for real. 0.201, which is 20.1%. So the probability that exactly 3 will have visit to the doctor is 21.1%. Do another one. Public opinion reported that 5% of Americans are afraid of being alone in the house at night. If a random sample of 20, so that's our, how many? Find the probability. So I'm going to do a few problems. There's exactly 5. All right, and then P was 5%, the same as 0.05. So 25 and 0.05, and I'm going to look that up in my chart. 25.05, okay, and I pulled a piece of the chart here. All right, so 25.05. There. So 0.002. 0.002. So that means it's 0.2%. Is that exactly 5 of the 20 are afraid of the dark? Let's do another one. Same problem. So they reported that 5% of Americans are afraid of being alone in the house at night. 0.05. is 5%. Yeah. A random sample of 20, at most 3 people. So that means P of 0, P of 1, P of 2, P of 3. All right. You always have to consider the P of 0 because y'all are most likely going to forget that. And that's, the probability of none. And it's not always 0. All right. 20, 0, 1, 2, 3, 5. So I did, it's right here. So 20, and then we need to go 0, 1, 2, 3, 0.05. So that's just this first column. So these guys right here, we need to add those. 0.358, 0.377, 0.189, 0.060. And so when I add them, I get 98.4. So that means if at most 3 people in the sample are being afraid of the dark, that's 98.4% likely. Notice a couple of things. There's nothing here and nothing here. That means those are tiny. It's not 0, but they're so tiny that they can't put on the chart. It's not worth it. And so you're not going to run into a situation where it's like 20, 14 of the 0.5. Okay. When that situation occurs, like in the next problem, there's a little workaround. Oh, this says at least 3 people. So same problem, right? 5% of Americans, 20 people asked, and we want at least 3 people. So we want 3, 4, 5, 6, blah, 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 19, 20. Okay? When we look this up, this is that same problem right here. When we look it up, 20, and then we want 3 to 20. Those have numbers, but then there's nothing right there. And so that tells you, hey, I need to do the complement, okay, which is kind of what we did in that other problem. And so we're going to look at 0, 1, 2, these numbers, and then subtract from 1. All right, so we'll do P of 0, P of 1, P of 2, okay, 8.377, 0.189. Okay, I'm going to add those up. 0.358, 0.377, 0.189. I get 0.924. And so this is at least 3 people. And what I found right now was less than 3. And so I need to do the complement. 1 minus 0.924. And so I get 0.076. And that's my answer. So at least 3 people who are afraid of being alone at night is 7.6%. And the reason it's so tiny is because it's only 5% of Americans are afraid. All right, now, hang on 1 second. Okay, I'm going to stop this video, and in the next video, I'm going to show you how to use the calculator. Okay, and then you can kind of pick and choose what makes most sense to you.